Greetings everyone, welcome back to Star Fox Assault. We finally have an entire R-Wing mission, thank God!
Wait, this entire part is an R-Wing mission?
No, this entire mission. We have another mission that gets tacked onto this because it's kind of long.
Oh.
It's kind of that same feeling I get in Sonic Unleashed when they have 2 day stages right next to each other.
So, is this like an amusement park to a former gang member? You know it. All right.
Ooh, I love the merry-go meteors.
Hey, I'm gonna beat you to the line to the Death-A-Coaster.
Dude,
yeah!
That sounds like that sounds like the amusement park owned by that fat bastard from Space Jam.
Bonus points if he's actually moves by day to meet up. The Asteroid Menace.
What about Slappy World Land?
I am not familiar.
Tiny Toons, sorry.
You know, I've only ever watched a collective 3 episodes of Tiny Toons.
It's from like their one movie thing, which I remember because they go to they spend the entire road trip going to Slappy World Land, then they just ride the monorail.
Oh, that was the My Summer Vacation
yeah.
movie. Yeah, I have seen it plenty of times. I guess I just didn't remember the name of the amusement park.
Oh yeah, where I forget all their names, but
Not Daffy and
not Daffy,
Plucky,
not
Plucky.
Porky, and that is such a true testament to how road trips actually are. It's ridiculous.
The only cartoon movie that I think of when I think road trip is a Goofy movie. That was such a good movie.
I hated that movie when I was a kid.
I liked it, but
You know what it was? Because I was sort of relating to Max. Like, for this road trip, it was like, Goofy, you are such an embarrassing fucking father.
Well, that's what dads do.
I know, but it's like Goofy was like on overdrive with being Goofy, and I sort of wow, he's a prick. But you know, as you get older, he was like, you know what, Max is a little shit. The father was just trying to be helpful. You know what? That might be the sign of a good movie if I can see it from 2 different perspectives now.
Yeah, I was about to say that. It's like, you know, it's relatable on 2 levels, but you kind of relate to a different part of the movie depending on what stage of life you're in.
Do you want to know what the real great thing about the Goofy movie and the Goofy Goof Troop in general? Goofy is the only Disney character to be confirmed to have sex, out of the main. Goofy and Pete. So, you know, just imagine what Goofy's O face looks like.
Did not need that.
Well, you never know. They could all be adopted.
No, he's Max's Goofy's biological son. So yeah. Okay,
well,
2 questions. One, what do the special flags do?
I think they're just checkpoints.
Okay. Alright, and second question, why does every frickin' space shooter have an asteroid level? Every single one.
Because Star Wars.
Star Fox, it's tradition at this point.
Alright, wait, at what point during that did you save Crystal? I didn't see it happen.
At some point.
What happened? I didn't see her health bar go down. Was she just screaming?
She was following by enemies.
Oh.
Well, she started to call for help, and then she thanked you for saving her. So I can only assume that some of your wild shots just sort of coincidentally flew in Crystal's direction and hit her enemies instead of her.
You know, Crystal, if you've got health power-ups, why don't you just drop them normally, instead of whenever you feel like it? Alright?
But she only has so many. And now because she did that, she can't eat for a week. The sacrifices these 2 makes.
Okay, now I have a question. Crystal, I know that she was, the new character from Adventures, and they were adding her here. Do you think that she was needed for a mainline Star Fox game, or,
Well, they kind of needed the token female, I guess.
No one needs a token female. Make a female character that's actually good. If you actually have
you know what I mean by that.
She's the Lola Bunny of the series. She's a female fox because the main character is a male fox.
Well, because again, I played Command 8 years ago. I've never played this. I've never played Adventures. Does Crystal have any major personality, or is she just the girl?
She's just the girl mostly.
Okay.
That's exactly the kind of thing I'm complaining about, though.
Yeah, she spends all of Adventures frozen in time.
Okay.
Whoa! I can't go on. I'm out of
Well, in story, I get it. You know, Peppy is too old. You're hearing it now. He's a fan of Pepsi. Peppy is too old for this shit, as we commented on earlier. So it needs a replacement. I guess Crystal was just, hey, I think you can fly a plane. Want to sign up?
I think you can fly a plane. Oh man. Pretty sure that's against military regulations.
You know, but yeah, they're not a military organization, Louis. They're Star Fox. They're a team of mercenaries.
Jump cutting?
That's the kind of logic that gets self-insert characters into the Mass Effect team. Okay.
Hey, you know what? Maybe Crystal is an avatar for someone.
Pigma's up ahead.
To be fair, I do kind of like Crystal's character design. It's just if they ever do something worthwhile with her, I'll clap my hands. I'll give them a round of applause and everything.
Well, the one thing that I remember from Command is that she got fed up with Fox being all sexistly chivalry-like, and he's like, I don't want you to be on the team because you could get hurt. And she's like, fuck you, dude. And so she joined Starwolf instead. I actually kind of liked that.
Like, fuck you, Fox.
Oh, hi, boss from Area 6 again.
Yeah, but it's Pigma.
Is that thing?
So Pigma becomes a robot?
Yeah.
Looks like Pigma's already gone. Who or what are you?
I'm warning you, do not resist. Otherwise, you will be assimilated. You were going to do that anyway.
These guys do not look very interesting, though.
We're not buying that garbage.
Okay, it's time to fight the alien mechanical tentacle purple grape jello thing with a pig face.
That's a very long name. I'm just going to call him Pigma.
Wait, so are we still going after that thing we got like 3 parts ago?
Yeah.
Ah!
Was it even here anymore? Like,
Well, it's still in Pigma.
just got to shoot it out of him.
What did we need that for again?
Because it has the location of the Asteroid homeworld.
Oh, okay.
And our radar only goes so far. In fact, it probably stops just before being able to scan the whole world.
No, it's like that. It's like that map from Invaders, and they just have a little question mark at the edge of the map, going, maybe.
Unfortunately, space is really, really big. Usually, like in a story like Mass Effect, where galactic civilization is spread across the galaxy, it's still only a small fraction of galactic space that's actually explored.
Well, that makes sense, considering that people are only going to really settle down on
Habitable planets, yeah, and you can only go so far away from your easy transport points with the amount of fuel that you have.
But we need to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Yeah, well, explored space is basically a certain amount of distance from every fueling point that you've established. And in Mass Effect, it's a certain amount of distance from every mass relay, which are the super hyperdrive portal wormhole thingamafuckers that they use to travel across the galaxy. That is a gross oversimplification of the technology. Please do not jump down my throat, Mass Effect fans. But that's what it is.
Well, you're the biggest, and by biggest I mean only Mass Effect fan on the channel. So at this point, I think they're just glad that somebody knows what they're talking about.
I'm saying don't write a mile-long comment about how the Mass effect works, okay? Did I just seriously say Mass Effect effect?
Wait, Mass Effect is the name of something? It's not just a
Mass Effect is the technology that they use to power their weapons. They're faster than light travel. The mass relays themselves. Basically, it lowers and raises mass, and they can create different effects based on what they do. It's also what powers the Mass Effect brand of magic, which is called biotics.
Oh, cool. Okay, it's kind of a random ass thing to name your game after, but okay.
Well, I think the actual original plot line for the ending was supposed to have something to do with what Mass Effect was doing to the world, but they changed it to artificial intelligences by the time they got to the third game, so it's kind of a peripheral thing.
So does the Great Fox do anything in this game, or
later?
Okay.
Well, in 64, it was the one that sent supplies. What? Right? Well,
It
it was
confirmed-
Rob 64. Yeah.
Yeah, confirmed your location and then sent supplies.
Sorry.
Because, like, I've always kind of wanted a mission where you pilot the Great Fox, like, instead of the R-Wings. Like, because I don't know, because, like, that thing, it does look pretty cool.
What, the big the big frigate? No, not frigate. Cruiser.
Understood.
Yeah, the one that's
We're on
always
our way.
that's always the Smash Brothers level. Like, it looks
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Well, that class of ship is usually the big slow one that can't turn fast. Do you really want to pilot that? It's like
Well, I don't know, like, as a short little blow the shit out of things kind of mission.
Is anything really too big in the reaches of space?
Well, space. Well, yeah, actually, because the thing still has its size and mass, and it will still shear itself apart if it turns too quickly. But the thing about space shooters, spaceship games that go by Space Navy logic is the largest ships you usually pilot are the frigates, which are the Millennium Falcon-sized
The
ships.
skies are yours.
A mission together at last.
Oh, yeah. What?
And that's about the upper limit of spaceship size where it's actually maneuverable, you know. If you're going to be doing a game about the larger ships, it's probably going to be an RTS.
Oh wait, is this the Star Fox Adventures planet?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh,
Let
You'll
it
never guess
slide.
you'll never guess what this mission is. Filler.
Oh,
No,
man.
they just wanted to reuse some of those Star Fox Adventures assets, you know.
Then they wanted to pad the game out.
Oh, we can't use our blasters on this planet to scare the locals. Oh, okay. You want to know what won't scare the locals? Dropping a tank on them. Yeah.
We're
whatever.
your friends.
We will save Sauria. You just watch and see.
That's not
Well-
the way. Is that the actual excuse? They don't want to scare local
If
life?
I remember like the reviews I've watched, the excuses for why Fox uses that staff thing and not his blasters is because it'll scare the locals.
That's straight up Star Ocean logic, actually. Like, there's a reason that that characters in Star Ocean tend to like materialize swords and primitive weapons for themselves. It's because a lot of the game takes place on primitive planets, and there are laws against interfering with developing civilizations. So you have to use weapons that are, you know, technologically possible on their worlds. So yeah, you're creating your weapons with some flash manufacturing super technology that can create swords out of thin air and salvage materials, but you're still using a sword.
Well, like if you're running
isn't
around
isn't that the Prime Directive?
Huh?
if you're running around
Star Trek.
in a dungeon or whatever on some planet, who cares? Just make a gun.
Get away with this.
Yeah.
I'm not so much of a Star Trek fan, but the Prime Directive was that you couldn't interfere with a planet's natural growth. I think it was.
Yeah. I
Well,
think so.
because if you give an underdeveloped plant, like an underdeveloped species, like laser guns, they might go
Yeah.
nuts and start.
Well, no. You see, if you give a caveman a laser gun, they simply become cavemen with laser guns.
Yeah, but in Star Ocean though, your main character actually knows how to use a sword because they have virtual reality video games.
Ah.
In the Star Ocean universe, video games actually will turn you into a killer.
But it's okay because you're a good guy killer. Wait.
Absolutely.
Video games are considered exercise in Star Ocean. I am not shitting you.
What, they play Dance Dance Revolution?
No, it's like the very first thing you do in Star Ocean till the end of time is playing a tutorial virtual reality combat system with I forget whether the girl at the beginning of the game is your girlfriend or your cousin, one of the two.
Why not both? Yeah.
But after the game, she plays the mage class, and after the game, she says something about not being being out of shape.
Star Ocean, they have a lot of games, right? Because that's an RPG series that we did get to, along with Phantasy Star.
Most of the older games were remade for the PSP. There's Last Hope on PlayStation 3 and 360. I recommend the PlayStation 3 version since it's the international. And then there's Till the End of Time on the PlayStation 2.
Okay, yeah, I'll look into it eventually.
General verdict: the plot is rock stupid, but the gameplay is fun enough to make up for it.
Ah, okay. One of those. Assault follows adventures 3 years later. We were getting into timeline Star Fox earlier.
Okay, okay. Here's a question. How the hell do you track time in a space? Because years, who's years?
I was more talking about release dates.
Oh, okay.
Space years.
Well,
Starting
space
now.
My
Well,
point
to-
still stands.
Well, to answer that question as if it were a serious question, there's usually a standard time that they measure by a certain planet's years, and different races will measure time by their own homeworld's years. Of course, obviously, you're also measuring time by whatever planet you're on, so it's basically time zones times 2 billion. And
Okay, I don't think I can comprehend.
and they'll usually have something like Earth standard years that most people go by.
Do they practice daylight savings Earth, or?
Man, I think only America even practices daylight savings anymore.
Not even all of America.
America needs to stop clinging on to old shit that nobody else ever uses. Switch to the goddamn metric system already. Jesus.
Okay, but what were you getting at with release dates then, John?
I was more just talking about timestamps because Star Fox originally came out in '93. Star Fox 2 was in development, but it was canceled. But that was scheduled for 1995. Then Star Fox 64 came out in '97, so there was a 4-year gap between Star Fox and 64. 64, though, is considered, by all intents and purposes, a remake of the first game.
It is a remake of the first game.
Yeah.
I think that's what the intention was. Yes.
Okay.
And then for 5 years, nothing happened until Star Fox Adventures came out in 2002. Then Assault came in 2005. Command a year later after this
Really?
for the
Oh,
DS.
wow.
Yeah. And then nothing
Nothing.
since. Not counting the 3D remake on the 3DS, but it's been 9 years since the last Star Fox game.
Almost as long as F-Zero.
F-Zero's over 10 at this point, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because F-Zero was 2004, I believe, so...
Yeah.
I will say that watching this game has made me interested in trying it. Is there a... Which system is it on? GameCube?
Yeah, it's GameCube and GameCube only.
There's no, like, new play control version or anything?
I
Nope.
don't believe so.
I bet
No.
Chucky's grown.
Sigh. Great. I don't like playing things on my GameCube because the damn thing uses S-Video as its highest
Well, you can
output.
play it on your Wii.
I don't have a Wii, I have a Wii U,
Yeah.
which doesn't do GameCube
That's
anymore.
exactly what a person that doesn't own a Wii would say. Wait.